It's unfortunate, but it looks like the COVID crisis can bring the worst out of people. And things can get particularly ugly when you're stuck in a tiny space with someone who just doesn't care about anyone but themselves. That's the case of Arna Kimiai, the 24-year-old that ripped off her Uber driver's mask and coughed in his face after he asked her to wear a mask. But who is she? What was she thinking? And is her behavior going to have any consequences at all? Keep watching to find out. On March 7, 2021, a video that showed 3 women in an Uber went viral. The driver, a man named Subkahar Khadka, noticed that one of the girls wasn't wearing a face mask, and he asked her to put one on. He even pulled over at a gas station so she could buy one if she didn't have it. But the woman, 24-year-old Arna Kimiai, refused, and that's when the confrontation started. As Subkahar asked the girls to step out of the car if Arna wasn't going to wear a mask, Arna and her friends started raising their voice and being verbally aggressive to Subkahar. Arna said, "the mask," and they also allegedly referred to him using a racial slur. The driver asked them to get out of the car, saying that he wasn't taking them to their final destination because of their attitude. The women refused to leave the vehicle, but things got even worse when in the middle of yelling, Arna decided to cough next to the driver's face. And not only that, then she reaches out to grab his cell phone. Subkahar tried to stop her and tell her not to touch his property, and immediately after that, Arna ripped off his face mask. Subkahar looks overwhelmed, but patient at all times, which is surprising given the circumstances. After the women finally left the vehicle, Malaysia King, the woman in red, approached the open passenger side seat window and sprayed pepper spray inside the vehicle. What? Who raised them? The behavior of these young women was inexcusable and dangerous. So when people saw the video, everyone started sharing it and expressing their support for the driver. Shortly after the video went viral, right on cue, the coughing girl decides to go live on Instagram to tell her side of the story. As you may have guessed, Arna's livestream made no sense. There was absolutely no need to tell another side of the story because what happened was very clear to everyone. She and her friends were being just awful. However, Arna used her stream to claim that the Uber driver was trying to her and her friends. Right. Sure. Apart from that, Arna said that she was upset because her boyfriend had taught her not to let anyone drop her off in the middle of the road. Arna showed no regret at all. She even said that Subkahar was lucky because he could have had it so much worse. At some point though, after acknowledging she had coughed in the driver's face, Arna said, "I ain't gonna lie, that was disrespectful as I was dead wrong for that." But then she also excused herself by saying,
"But I ain't even have coronas."
Arna also threatened to sue Uber because she was kicked out of the car, and she claimed that she prefers to use Lyft. Oh, classy. But after this live stream, Lyft tweeted, "Although this incident did not involve the Lyft platform, the unacceptable treatment of the driver in this video compelled us to permanently remove the rider from the Lyft community. Driving in a pandemic is not easy. Please wear a mask, respect one another, and be a good person." Based on what she did and her attitude during her live stream, Arna doesn't appear to care much about others or to take the pandemic very seriously. That's why people were not surprised when they found out that this is not the first time that Arna had harassed people or put them in danger. According to TMZ, Arna caused a car crash in 2019. Apparently, she was driving her car in Los Angeles, made an unsafe turn, and crashed against another woman's car. The woman who was driving the other car suffered severe injuries, so she sued Arna for damages and medical expenses. Apart from that, Arna had previously filmed herself driving a sports car at 122 miles per hour, which means that she only had one hand to be steering while she was filming herself, which is obviously extremely dangerous. As if that wasn't enough, Arna had previously harassed another driver. On March 10th this year, an anonymous user leaked a video that shows Arna being disrespectful to an Asian driver while she was in Hawaii sometime last summer.
You're not, no, you're paying. No.
The video is extremely upsetting. It shows Arna and some of her friends inside a cab as they're messing with their driver and arguing with him about the AC. They use the N-word and other insulting and rude language. They also try to mess around with the car controls to set the AC to what they wanted. In the video, Arna can also be heard saying, "You don't need to put both the windows down. Now you got me hella f***ing mad. What the f*** are you doing?" Then before stepping out of the car, Arna even touches the driver's arm abruptly, to which he answers, "Don't touch me," visibly upset. So the Uber incident was not the first time that Arna has shown that she has no respect for other people. She had just managed to get away with her terrible behavior, but it looks like this time will be different. And luckily for her most recent victim, Subkahar, we will have justice. And what does he have to say about the situation? Subhakar is a 32-year-old man who moved from Nepal to the US to support his family. After the Uber incident, he was interviewed by CBS to share his side of the story. He explained that he really tried to remain calm.
I never curse. I was not raised that way. I don't hit people. I am not raised that way. They were not getting out of my car.
Subhakar is also sure that if he had a different appearance, he would not have been as he was. He said, "If I was another complexion, I would not have gotten that treatment from them. The moment I open my mouth to speak, they realize I'm not among one of them. So it's easy for them to intimidate me." After the incident, people were so enraged by Arna and her friend's horrible behavior that they started a GoFundMe campaign to give Subhakar money as compensation to clean his car, get it fixed if needed, and also to make up for the wages he had lost. The goal was $20,000, but it's already at over $100,000, gathered by over 4.9 thousand people. Subhakar says he's blown away by the support of the community. He stated that the money will be used for attorney fees and family maintenance because he has a wife and a son who lives in Nepal. Subhakar also said that he wants the girls to face the consequences stated by the law. And luckily, this time Arna will not remain unpunished. On March 13th, Malaysia King, the girl who sprayed the pepper spray inside of the car, was arrested by Las Vegas police. The charges? The caustic chemical, and battery, conspiracy, and violation of health and safety code. When this happened, Arna's lawyers said that she was planning to turn herself in soon, and on March 17, she was finally charged on multiple accounts, including by means of force likely to produce great bodily injury against a transport driver. Some of the other charges she'll likely face are first-degree attempted robbery because she grabbed Subhakar's phone, and contravention of a COVID-19 health order. If she's actually convicted for all of these charges, Arna could face fines totaling up to $3,000 and up to 16 years in state prison. People are very pleased that this girl is facing the consequences for her actions. One person went on social media to say, "She needs to take accountability and understand she can't keep getting away with disrespecting and doing whatever she wants with people's space and boundaries. This little girl is so disrespectful and her attitude is appalling. I hope the judge will serve her the punishment and hopefully the jail sentence will humble her." Some people also tried to remind others that coughing on another person's face in the middle of a global pandemic is extremely dangerous and irresponsible. A woman said, "As a nurse, I have lost so many patients and co-workers to 19. Probably 50 to 70 people that I know personally have died. This is a very real disease with very real consequences." And it's true, what happened is terrible because of how disrespectfully Arna behaved, but what if she had been sick? She could have potentially infected Subhakar and put his health at serious risk, and that would have been even worse than what actually happened. The good news is, justice will be had, and hopefully this situation will make people think twice before being so evil to others. What are your thoughts on the Uber coughing girl? Do you think she deserved the punishment she got? Let me know in the comments.